Hello and welcome to Create Crochet with me, Rebecca. In today's video we're going to be doing the Granny Stitch Chevron, and this is what it looks like after two colours. I'm going to show you how to start, how to continue, and also how to change colours. So let's get on with this. So what you're going to do to start off with is chain in multiples of 35 and then an extra 12. Now I'm only doing a small piece as this is only going to show you what to do. So the first row is you're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook and then all the way along. So that's the first chain. We want to go into this second chain here, and to do a single crochet you go into your work and pull up a loop, yarn over and come through both loops and into the next chain exactly the same. So you're going to go ahead and do that all the way along, right up to and including the last chain that you come to. So I'll see you there in a minute. So I'm just about to come along and do my last single crochet into this chain here, and that completes row 1. So from here chain 3. Now this row 2 gives us the structure of our mountains and valleys, if you like, of our Granny Chevron. So just sorting all this out. So we're going to skip the first 3 single crochet. So that's 1, 2 and 3. And then in here we're going to put our 3 double crochet cluster. So that's yarn over into the single crochet and pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, come through 2, yarn over, come through 2. We're going to go ahead and do that 2 more times, and that is now what we're going to call a cluster. And a cluster, as I said, is made up of 3 double crochet. We're going to skip 2 single crochet, so into this third one we're going to pop another cluster. And then the last one for 3, like so, and then skip 2, 1, 2, so into this third one another cluster. By the time you've finished your blanket or whatever it is you're making, you're going to be an absolute whiz at double crochets, because that's mainly what this chevron blanket is made up of. So there we have our set of 3 double crochet clusters, and now we need to make the top of our mountain. So again we're going to skip 2 and into the third one we're going to put a cluster. So that's 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to go ahead and chain 3 like so. Back into the same single crochet we're going to do another cluster. So that's 1, 2 and 3. So that single crochet worked really hard for us. Then we're going to go ahead and skip 2, and into this next one we're going to put a cluster. Skip 2 and another cluster. So now we have our peak of our mountain there, and then we've come down. And now in the next one we need to do 3 double crochet together. So we're going to skip 1 and 2. So we skip 1 and 2, and then into this one we're going to do 3 double crochet together. So that's yarn over and into the single crochet and pull up a loop, yarn over and come through 2, yarn over into the same single crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over and come through 2. So that's 1 and 2 we've done so far, yarn over, in, pull up a loop, yarn over and come through 2. So that's our 3 double crochets, and now we go yarn over and come through all of the loops on our hook to complete the 3 double crochet together. So now we're going to skip 4, just checking my pattern. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then into this 5th one we're going to do the same as what we did here. So yarn over, in, pull up a loop and take off 2, take off 2, take off 2. So we have 4 loops on our hook, and then we're going to take them all off. Skip 2, and into the 3rd we're going to do our cluster again. So this is just your setup row to give you the shape of the chevron, and then the next row is the same row that you're going to be doing every single row. So skip 2, and then into the 3rd one we're going to do another cluster. 1, 2 and 3, and then we need to make the top of our mountain again. So again we're going to skip the 2, and into the 3rd we're going to do a cluster of 3 double crochet. That's 1, 2 and 3. Oops, let's do that last one again. 3. We're going to chain 3 and then back into the same single crochet for another cluster. Excuse me. So skip 2 and into the 3rd do 1 cluster. 1, 2 and 3. Skip 2 and into the 3rd do a cluster. 1, 2 and 3. So then into the last single crochet, so you skip 2 and into the last one, which is just here, you put 1 double crochet. So if we lay the work flat, it will now naturally want to give you that chevron shape. Once it's all untwisted, it will give you that chevron shape. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change my colour, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Making a slip knot with your new colour and with your hook in your work as normal, you're going to put that loop on and you're just going to introduce it to your work and then chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3. So I'm going to snip off this darker shade of blue, and then all I'm going to do is do a really secure bog standard no frills knot. Then later when I come into weaving the ends, I know that this part of my work when I change colour is going to be really secure. So from here we're now going to be putting our clusters into those spaces. we're going to completely ignore this first space and go into this second one here to do our first cluster of 3 double crochet. So that's 1, 2 and 3, and then into this next one. So basically we're mimicking what we did in the previous row, but this row, as I said before, is the row that you're going to use consistently throughout your entire blanket or whatever it is you're making. So where we did the cluster, chain 3 cluster, it's exactly what we're going to do in this chain 3 space right here. So 1 and 2, and that's 3. We're going to go ahead and chain 3 and then back into the same place for our cluster. So where we have a peak, we're going to make a peak, and where we have a valley, we're going to make a valley. Like that. And then into this one. Four, 3. I've chosen a yarn that frays quite a lot, but that's okay. And then a cluster in here. And then we're going to get towards our valley. So I'll tell you how to do that in just 1 second. So I'm sorry about that, but my camera battery was about to flake out on me. So we've got as far as doing the peak, and then we've got 2 clusters here, and then we need to do the double crochets together. So you see you have your valley here and you have a gap here. Well, you're going to leave that as it is, and you have this one gap before the double crochets together. That's the one where we're going to put this round and each consecutive round the double crochet together. So you're going to take off 2, take off 2, and take off 2. So you should now have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and come through all 4. So leaving that blank, you're going to come into this next one here for your next double crochet 3 together. And then the last one, and then take off all. And that's pretty much how you do the pattern. So in this one you're going to do a single cluster of 3 double crochet, and then into the next one. It's a really nice pattern actually, because it's not boring, it keeps going and you have to do different things. It's really nice to work with. So then you come to the top of your mountain where you're going to do your cluster, chain 3, and then a cluster all into this chain 3 space. I'm going to take out some more of this beautiful yarn. So we've done our 3, and then we're going to chain 3 and then back into the same place for our other cluster. So then we're going to work our way back down the mountain. Oops, that's frayed a little bit. So that's 1, 2 and 3, and then the next one is 1, 2 and 3, and then I'm coming to the end of mine, so I've got this last one to do before I hit that double crochet. So 1, 2 and 3. Now to finish the row, at the top of your chain 3 you're going to put 1 double crochet and then change colour. So that is how to do the granny stitch chevron blanket. I hope you've enjoyed working with me today. I've enjoyed seeing you. Thank you so much, and I will see you for the next video. Take care, my lovelies. Bye!